What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Dauntless video. So today we're going to talk about looting the behemoths. They released this article yesterday, so we're talking about it today. Archon Drew saw the Slayer sprinting toward him, wide-eyed and breathless. She shoved the core into his hands before he had even finished saying hello. He was startled for a moment, but soon realized why she was so excited. The core was buzzing with energy. Whatever it had soaked up on the frontier after her last hunt was something truly special. Something rare and exotic was all but guaranteed, and Drew suspected it would be just what the weaponsmith needed to forge the Slayer a new blade. Well, laughed the Aether Smith, what are we waiting for? Let's get this open. So it says, break it down. It's the bitter irony that, of the shattered isles, that the Aether, the very thing keeping the islands afloat, also gives rise to the behemoths. It's your charge as a slayer to harness Aether and use it to slay the behemoths threatening our world. And from these humble beginnings, you'll build a deadly arsenal using the power of the behemoths themselves. The smiths of Ramsgate are famous for using parts from behemoths when creating weapons and armor. Giant fangs, hard scales, thick fur, and more are all incorporated into their craft. Slayers looking to gather these materials target specific areas of behemoths during the hunt. Severing tails, cracking horns, and chipping armor plates are just a few techniques slayers have honed over the years. But you'll need more than just behemoth parts to become a legend. When slain, a behemoth will immediately begin to return to a state of pure aether. Slayers looking to harness this power can capture this essence in a core so that it can be transported back to Ramsgate. That's where the Aether Smith comes in. So I'm assuming this is the pure aether right there. So smithing aether. If anyone is close to understanding the mysterious ways of aether, it's Ramsgate's oldest resident, the Aether Smith, Archon Drew. He's forgotten more about aether than most slayers will ever know. There are even rumors his longevity is the result of prolonged exposure to the substance. Archon's role as an Aether Smith is to distill aether into a usable and concentrated form called arcanite. Arcanite captures the behemoth's elemental power, but it also retains the deeper nature of a behemoth: rage, savagery, cunning, brutality, and other vital forces. Any equipment forged with arcanite will inherit the behemoth's power sealed within. A sword forged with frost arcanite from a pangar could empower attacks with ice damage. Chain blades crafted with blaze arcanite from an ember mane could dole out deadly fire attacks. And when it comes time to upgrade these weapons, you'll need not only more elemental arcanite, but perhaps the brutal arcanite distilled from a drast and the cunning of a shrite. The smiths at Ramsgate are equally creative and resourceful, so expect them to put your behemoth parts, arcanite, and the other materials you gather to good use. And while the specific contents of a core will always be in the hands of fate, slayers will have the opportunity to purchase temporary boosts which will impact the quantity of the materials that they gather from a hunt. It's a great way to get more out of each trip of the Aether Smiths. Now, I personally don't like how this is sounding. Purchase temporary boosts. So champions and patrons. Slayers looking to get more from every hunt will have the option to purchase temporary boosts in the Dauntless in-game store. These boosts are enabled when purchased and last a predetermined length of time. There will be 2 tiers of boosts available to slayers: champion status and patron status. When you activate champion status, you will receive more materials when you slay a behemoth. This is a great way to make your hunts go further. When you achieve patron status, everyone in your party, regardless of their status, will receive more materials when you slay a behemoth. Additionally, this perk stacks so that the more slayers in your party who have patron status, the greater the effect. Interesting. This is the perfect perk for slayers who plan to roll with a group of friends. Enabling patron status will give you a chance to discover cosmetic items dropped by behemoths. As discussed in our previous blog spot, Dyes and other materials are usually only found in chroma cores, but with patron status, there will be a small chance that cosmetic items will drop when you slay a behemoth. Ultimately, Dauntless is about forging a legend. This means that if you see someone wearing stunning armor or wielding a deadly weapon, they earned it. It means they have the skills and knowledge required to slay their way to the top. If you don't slay a behemoth, you're going back to Ramsgate empty-handed. Any boost that we offer for sale will never undermine the skill that it takes to become a master slayer. As with all things in Dauntless, your feedback is important to us during alpha, beta, and beyond. We will be balancing these boosts to ensure that they are enjoyable for everyone playing the game. The world of the Shattered Isles, legends are written in victory, aether, and skill. We know that you've got what it takes, Slayer. If you have questions or feedbacks, let them know. Alright guys, so after reading part of that, I decided to go look on the forums to see some of the community opinions about it. And I thought some of these were pretty good. Right here it says there will be 2 tiers of boosts available to Slayers, champion status and patron status. This person says, so they will divide the community into pay-to-win users and bigger pay-to-win users and free users. That sounds really bad. I'm sure paying users won't play with free peasants because they will want to get all the loot they can by playing with other paying users. And he just says it's bad, split up your community. And then this guy says, I feel like I could go one of 2 ways. Either what you said, where paying users and free users split up, which would honestly blow, but could be resolved by removing the stacking effect, which no longer incentivize paying users being picky. To offset that, they can increase the potency of the buff so people don't feel stiffed. And since champion status doesn't stack, I don't see them causing too much of a divide. In a nice world, patron users would be fine with free users and happy to help them get the sweet loot bonus, but the odds of that are honestly kind of slim, unless of course stacking with more patrons is removed. I do not like the idea, as I understand the game has to make money and won't sell materials / gear pieces. I just hope it's done in a way that doesn't kill the community. And then right here, the developer or community manager, I believe that symbol means they're a developer, it says it's extremely important to us that we do not divide the community with any feature, including how we monetize. If we see that there's a fracture in the community, we will move to correct these systems. Nothing is off the table at the point. It's important to us that everyone playing Dauntless, regardless of how much they've spent, has a wonderful experience. There is also this guy, he says, if I'm using patron, you'll be damn sure everyone else in my party will be too. Patron shouldn't really be a thing. Patron and champion should be one system. It's really just unnecessarily complicated to do both. Champion is what it should be, and it should be geared towards pushing a subscription. The current idea will divide the player base and, in my opinion, have more of a detrimental effect on your overall number of players, and thus bring in the long run. I personally do not like knowing I could be getting something I want faster or more efficiently. If you make me pay hypothetically $15 a month for champion and $1 every hunt for patron, chances are I just won't play. My opinion is probably a minority, though. A lot of gamers these days are okay with getting screwed over a lot more than in the past. Chances are this system will be fine. So I thought these were some pretty good opinions. One thing, in my opinion, is that it's not like PvP, so the resources you are using are only for you. They cannot be traded as of right now, so it's not like you can then go and trade it to a market or something like that, as far as I'm aware. And so you are only benefiting off of it. You don't benefit against other players. You can then just, potentially fight the next stronger behemoth. You'll have find probably people who can gear as fast as you, but you don't actually gain anything over other players besides advancing farther in the game for yourself. I do really think that if they are going to do this, they might as well just do a subscription then, because that's pretty much what it is. Everybody's going to want to get the gear faster, and if there is a divide like this in the community because of this, I definitely think that a subscription would honestly just be better. I'm still very skeptical about this. I feel like they are definitely trying to do something, but I feel like it could be implemented in a better way maybe. But otherwise, like, the rest of this information is really cool, and I am looking forward to this game. I've said it way too many times now, but it is still looking really good, even if this does become a thing. But there is a lot of feedback on the forums, so we will see how they will either alter that, change it, or if it'll stay the same. So that'll be it for this video, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. Quite a bit of information. I'm sorry if I mispronounced anything or rambled on about anything, but if you did enjoy, please make sure you hit that like button. It does a lot for me, and you guys are amazing for doing that. If you aren't a current subscriber and want to hear more news and content about Dauntless coming out that I will be covering, please subscribe so that way you can do that. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.